let's talk about how you can get a student visa to immigrate to Denmark. Now, many people have been asking me, Milton, is Denmark a nice country? Yes, Denmark is a nice country. The only problem Denmark has is that it's expensive. Somehow it is not that affordable, as I can put it. But if you have your money, I would recommend Denmark for you 1000 times. Now, for you to apply for a student visa to immigrate to Denmark, there are certain things that you need to do from the application process till you get the visa, and that is why I am here. I'm going to talk about some schools. I will talk about the visa types, the websites, and how to go about all of this. First thing first, you need to find a school in Denmark that has your program and apply to it. What do? You go to Google, you search some of the schools. You are going to find University of Aalborg. You are going to come in contact with University of Copenhagen. You are going to come in contact with Technical University of Copenhagen. You are going to see Aarhus University and University of Southeastern Denmark. Some of them I didn't mention, but these few, you are going to come across them. What you need now to do is to check the programs they offer, the application deadline, check the requirements of your own particular program. Then you launch your application. I hope you get. Now, after applying to Denmark, remember there are two intakes in Denmark, the September intake and the January intake. For now, the September intake is closed, but you can apply for the January-February intake from end of July to early August this year. As soon as you watch this video, check the schools, prepare your application, and you wait. Now, when you apply and admissions is open, and if you are lucky you get the offer letter to study in Denmark, then you now need to move to the visa application stage. The first thing you need to do with the visa application stage is that you have to pay your tuition fee. Remember, Danish universities, they charge for every semester. That is to say, if you want to study in Denmark, you are going to be paying your fees per semester. The first semester, they will charge you maybe 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 euros. And the second semester, same amount. So the tuition fee you are going to see on the school website is the tuition for one semester. Most of the time, it ranges between 4,000, 5,000 euros to like maybe 10,000 euros. It depends on the institution, by the way. But most schools are going to charge you 7,000 euros or 6,500 or 7,500. Now, that should be approximately 5 million CFA francs. Then you have to pay this money first of all before you can proceed to the next step. Now, when you pay the money and the school confirm it, I'm going to be checking my Jota here so I make sure everything is going intact. When you pay this money and the school confirms it, you are now going to start your visa application. Remember, the visa you are going to be applying for is a long stay visa, and then you are going to be applying for a residence permit / work permit visa. You need to know all of this, and again, please put these things into consideration, because some people are going to be applying for maybe work visa, others may be applying for maybe tourist visas and the rest. But your own visa, the student visa you need, is the work permit / residence permit. That's the residence permit given to you. You will get some working hours on it. Now, remember, as a student in Denmark, you can only work maximum 20 hours a week, and of course you can work full-time during the holidays period, which is June, July, and August. Then also you can work 80 hours per month. Now, for the documents you need to submit to your visa process or for your visa application, you would be doing them as follows. After paying the fees, now you need to do what is called, you create a case ID. Where do you create this case ID? You are going to be creating the case ID on a website, Agency for International Recruitment and Integration. It is called SIRI, ISIRI, which is new in Denmark. You can search that on the Google search bar. You are going to find all these details I'm giving to you. Now, that is where you are going to create that case ID. Remember, the next thing on this website is you will now have to choose what is written there, higher education visa, where you are going to input your email, your name, and some questions you will be asked. You will input all those details. After creating the case ID, now you need to pay the case fee. Okay, how much is the case fee? The case fee is 2,115 Danish kroner, which is approximately 185,000 CFA francs. Please remember, if you fail to pay this money, you are not going to submit the visa application, and even if you submit, it will not be checked. So please make sure you put all this into consideration. Now when you pay, you are going to receive a receipt. Remember, all these things you are doing is when you've already gotten your admissions and you are now trying to apply for your visa to migrate to Denmark. There are videos on this channel I explain all those things, so please verify them. Then also remember, before you even apply to any school in Denmark, check the tuition. I always mention all these things so that at the end of the day you do not run into problems. Now you have gotten the receipt of your payment of the case ID, and the next thing now you need to do is to start filling the visa form. It is called the ST1 form, and this form you have to input your school details. Your school will start filling some information on this particular form. When they are done, they will now put a code on the form, then send it to you and give you the code to log in and fill your own section. Then you send it back to them. Remember, this form is a lengthy form. You need to take time to fill it so as to avoid issues. Also remember that all these things you are doing, you need to still go to the VFS center for your fingerprints and with the documentation, right? And it takes maximum 14 days for you to do all this job. Now remember, after filling the ST1 form, like I said, is a lot. There are documents you also need to upload, okay, on this site, and they include your sworn declaration. You have to sign it and upload it. It is a document, you will download it, sign it and upload it to show that you are the one actually filling your visa application, right? They call it sworn declaration. Did you agree to this? Yes, I agree. After that, you sign and you upload it again. Then you also need receipts of the paid case order, because without this receipt no one will attend to you. Then you also need all the pages of your international passport. You must scan them from page 1 till the last page. They want to see it. Then you also need your admissions offer letter. You also need your CV in case you have one. Then your employment letters and maybe your pay slips if you have them. All those other documents to show finance. You also need to upload these documents. All right, these are the documents you need, and also your attestation of account balance or the bank statement. And for the bank statement, please remember that after paying your tuition fee, somebody was arguing somewhere that after you've paid your tuition you do not need to show bank statement again. Yes, it depends. Sometimes you may succeed, but I don't want chances, because paying your tuition fee means that you have already paid for just the fees. You still need money to take care of yourself. And now the money, according to the not the Dutch but the Danish immigration site, shows that you need to have at least 79,068 Danish kroner, which is approximately 7 million CFA francs. Please put all this into consideration. That's how much your bank statement needs to reflect. So in case you don't have all this money, you need to start thinking of where to get the money. And if you're even thinking of applying to Denmark, you need to put all this into consideration, guys. It is not going to be an easy job, but again, you can succeed if you do the right thing. Do not fake anything. I know someone who faked so many things and was rejected. Now remember, all these documents I just gave you, the sworn affidavit, receipt of paid case order, all pages of your passport, your CV, your employment letter, admission letter, you have to submit them in Nigeria at the VFS center or the embassy, right? Remember, you are going to the VFS center, not the embassy, by the way. You have to submit all these documents within 14 days, or you go to Ghana, to the the Danish embassy in Ghana, but within 14 days you need to submit these documents. Probably you have to upload them as well online, but you would go and give them, because they need your fingerprints. Without your fingerprints, nobody will attend to you. Then when you are going, remember, you cannot just go to the embassy like that. There is a fee you need to pay. They call it embassy fee, and the amount of money you need to pay is 1,700 Danish kroner, which is approximately 150,000 CFA francs. So please, you need to remember that when going to submit it, you will go with this receipt of payment. Yes, you have to go with a receipt to show that you've paid this money. So there is a place you have to pay every detail. Go to that website I told you, the Danish Agency for International Recruitment and Integration, Siri, and read everything. They are there. Then follow other videos on the channel so as to keep yourself updated. Remember, you are going to VFS Center to submit. I always say it. Then also remember that if you lie or if you put some details, visa may be rejected, or you may get a call to answer and clarify them. Also remember that as a student moving to Denmark, you should try to target Copenhagen, because Copenhagen is the capital, but there are a lot of job opportunities there compared to other places, right? Or you can target Roskilde and maybe to an extent southern Denmark, because it's also close to Copenhagen. But Aalborg is somehow far, but trust me, you can equally go to school by train. If you always make sure that you stay beside the school, it's so easy and the stress will be reduced. So this is how you have to move to Denmark. And of course, you can now see that it is not easy, right? I told someone that Danish study visa is at least 75% guarantee, but they were doubting. That is because you have a first semester tuition to pay, which is 5 million plus, and not everybody can afford this money. That's why I always take my time to explain all these things, so that you know that you can always succeed. The thing you need is just research and hard work. I hope this helps you. We are going to talk again in another video.